Hello YouTube, we're going to make a brass ink pen. Here's our 1/4 inch stock, okay, and here's the type of pen we're going to use. We pulled the filler out. This is 5/32, and the only long bit I have is a 3/16. We'll get the hole started on the lathe, like drill 1/2 inch, and then we'll just drill in carefully so it don't wander. Beware, long bits wander, you'll be driving it out the side if you ain't careful. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're in the limit on our lathe with 5 inches, so we've got this marked at the second mark is 4 1/2. That's 4 1/4. Okay, well, let's get you up here a little ways further now that we got you first up close to see what the parts were, the components. We'll put this in my hand and show you. I can live with that for an ink pen. 4 1/2. So that's what we're gonna go for. 4 1/4 is almost too short. About 4 1/2. See where the pin lays in hand? It's just working at the bench. It's just kind of for just a doodad to do. It's a rainy day. It rained last night. It's wet. I've got some of that incense. If y'all remember me showing this gigantic 4-foot incense, pink, stinky looking stuff I got at the fireworks place. I got some of that burning outside. Drives the mosquitoes away. It really does work. If you find it at a fireworks place, I will take a picture at the end of the video and show you what the leftover of it looks like. It's like 4 foot long, and I'll even snap a picture of the label, even though I don't get paid to show you that stuff. It will drive away mosquitoes. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it rounded over. It'll be rounded over just like this, and it will not be drilled all the way through. I want this to stop. The old ink pens had an air hole. Like the old Bic pens, this is a new one. They had an air hole in them, the clear ones. If you're old as me, you remember the hexagon plastic ones. So that's what I'm copying. So instead of plastic, I'll have a brass one to match all my other stuff here. So if you're old as me, you remember the ones that were clear, hexagon shaped. So just a common pin I'd found, a couple of them a while back at whatever store. Medium point, M means medium. So we'll get going. I'll show you just a very few pictures at the lathe. Maybe when I set up and I'm showing you when I'm ready to drill of how tight it is to get in on that lathe to do anything. Because so we'll start the hole with a 1/8 inch bit. And then we may have to freehand the 3/16 bit in the cordless drill or something until we can get down to where we'll put it in the vise and finish drilling it with this. And of course, we'll have masking tape on it, so we only drill so far in. These are made for if you put in a furnace and running your thermostat wire and stuff, home supply places. That's why it's that long. You drill through walls, putting the real thin thermostat wiring, doorbell wiring. There, now you know what that bit was for. It has a starter point on it. See that? So it's made primarily for wood. But we'll see what it does on brass. So stay tuned. We yacked about this enough. We'll show you a few really short clips at the lathe. So we're going off to work. Okay, excuse the lighting. See that angle? It's just what looks good. I mean, you can go by that, halves, 45, whatever, because it's half, it's 20. But we're going to turn a little bit more and then get it tapered a little bit more. So we'll show you that. We'll turn a little bit more and then we'll do it to get the next corner off. You'll see what I mean when I get there. Okay, so I have it turned more. You can kind of tell by that. I'm trying to look for the viewfinder. And then we'll go ahead and machine that up. What I like is you can stick this through the spindle, the 1/4 inch stuff. So you can make a lot of small stuff with this lathe. It'll shove it right in there. So I could have made it longer, but I didn't want it too long. I want it easy to work on, because I have to drill through that thing with a long drill bit. Okay, you can see I turn it way past. Okay, now we're going to file it and shape the way we want it. So what we started out with, we didn't like it, so we went a little more. We just kept turning. This is just snug. I can turn this by grabbing onto it and shoving it. Then we'll finish that with a file. File and sandpaper and get the shape we want it. It's pretty easy. It's brass. You can do it on metal too. Stay tuned for more. Okay, I got 2 LED lights. Don't ask why it's so dull. Just with a file like that, that's the shape I got. Then we'll finish it with sandpaper. It's that easy because it's, like I said, even still, it's not that hard to do. Depends on what steel you're using. So I'll have to finish that, and then we'll show you a little bit how we put the taper where the ink pen filler goes in, you know, down on the tapered pointy end. Okay, the lighting is bad. That's about as small diameter as we can go because we don't want it smaller than this biggest part of the ink pen filler, which is right here where that step is. See what I mean? Where it goes up, where it would shove in there. So now we're going to adjust accordingly and make sure our taper does not get any smaller here. So it's all free-handed. It's just whatever's going to look good. So we just want to get the diameter down. That's about the minimum I want to go. Because we got to polish and sand and stuff too. So we can always reshape it and make it smaller. So stay tuned. We'll get this part done. Sorry I can't do this while I'm running. And I just can't. It makes me too nervous. This little machine, I mean, it is dangerous. It's still a lathe. Things are spinning. Roll up your sleeves. Wear goggles. Okay, we changed our light. That's the bare minimum we can go. Of course, we can always cut some off if it's too small. Remember, we got to drill a hole in here. And then, like I showed you, the part of the ink pen, you'll see what I'm done. Now we're going to square this off, like we did our center. We're going to go in here like here and make our shoulder and make this part straight. So we made our taper first, and then we'll just straighten out. Because we don't like that look. See how you see that? Here, let me turn this. No, see, we don't like that look. So we're going to make that straight up to the point right there to where it has the shoulder. So that's where we'll put our bit in first. Think you know what I mean? See how small a bit I'm using? That's a really small bit I made a long time ago for small brass parts. It's not the greatest, ain't the best grind, but it works. Okay, do all this at your own risk. This is how I drilled this. I'd come in and I'd drill a little bit. See how far that'll go. I backed up. You don't get the chips out. It'll start locking up on you. Believe me, it will. And then I came in a little bit more because this moves. So I'd move in a little bit more. I'd get on the bite. So like that. I move a little bit more. Get another bite. A little bit more bite. Then I'd have to back all the way out. Have done tighten everything. This is a pin I could take out. You notice I took the other part off the lathe. So I just kept working at it. Now I have to finish it real carefully with the long drill bit with it in the vise. So, wish me luck. Either that or you can cut your ink filler down, but you know what that's going to be. If you try cutting them off where it has ink in it, you're going to have a big old bloody mess. Whatever colored ink is. Stay tuned. I just thought I'd put there. I showed you what I did, but it's your own risk if you do that stuff. I mean, I wear goggles and everything. But still, drill bit snaps. So stay tuned. Okay, changing plans and design. It was actually 5/32, that fat part of the ink filler here. The fat part, it was a 3/16. And I might put a little dab of super glue on there because you're going to get it out of there. We did chop it off. And the only place you see the ink leaking is where I cut this piece off. See this? So, that's what we're going to do. We just wasn't brave enough to try drilling further. We already had it measured out an ink pen. We was going to have to cut this clear part off. So, that's how we'll make it. And believe it or not, we had 2 of these ink pens in the filler. We lost one of them as we're working. So, at least we know what kind of ink pen it is. We're going to see them in the stores again. So, so when this one runs out, we'll be able to repurpose it with another one. Okay, that's all you get to see till we get finished polishing all this. But at least you get to see before. We'll sand this like with 1,000 grit, maybe some rough scratch. We'll use like some 500, maybe 220, then 500, because we want to get as much of them out. You're not going to get them all out. You see my punch video, you're not going to get all the scratches out. See how that goes straight and tapers? Okay, yeah, that's the only place we got any ink coming out. Like I said, we're going to put a little bit of some kind of glue on there. It's going to be out the shop, so if it leaks, it won't leak all over my pocket. So, that's my idea. You can drill that all the way if you want. If you're brave enough, I just chickened out. It was so much work drilling it 2.5 inches in, approximately, that I don't want to chance it. So, this will probably be the longest clip in the whole video. Let's get to work. Okay, we are finished. You get to see some of the things I confused you on. See how that's just about the same size. I got a little silicone adhesive glue on that. Yeah, I chickened out. I let that ink filler set, standing up when I chopped it off, probably over half hour. It never dripped out. So that's what we'll do. We'll just cut down one to fit it. We know what type that we use. So there we go. All polished. The best way I did was I used these wheels from Harbor Freight, and I went directional. So I went this way lengthways. And then I just buffed it whatever way with my big fluffy wheel. I've got, sorry about that. I got one of these that ain't destroyed. It's a nice one. That one's destroyed. So, and like here we went this direction against the wheel, you know, or the opposite. So, but this way we went lengthways. It did take some sandpaper to get some scratches out. I used 220, 500, and 1000 to get some of the gouges out before I polished it. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little thing. It is kind of a short ink pen, you can see, but I don't mind using it. Like I said, I have a limit on that lathe, even though I can shove it in headstock. So I could make one 5 inches long if I want to. But it's just right for using here at the desk when you need to scribble down something. Here, let's jack this up just a little more. Yeah, you want to scribble down something, write something down. And it looks good with my other tools. So thanks again for watching.